Welcome back. Today I actually want to talk about the possum, or specifically the Virginia opossum. Now, possum are actually the only species of marsupial in the United States. And if you don't know what a marsupial is, it's a mammal that gives birth. The babies then crawl into a pouch, usually located like lower abdomen, just belly region of the mother. They live in there. That's where they, feed on that's where her nipples are for them to get their milk and all of that stuff. And then once they're too big for the pouch, they come out and typically hang on the mother's back for a while. So that's a possum. That's a marsupial. That also include, marsupial includes kangaroos and koalas and that sort of thing. But possums are the only ones we have here in the United States. Now, a lot of people think, possums they're dirty, they're disease-ridden, they carry rabies, they're aggressive, they're whatever. And that's not entirely true. First and foremost, possums are extremely clean. They are constantly grooming themselves. They're a lot like cats in that respect. Speaking of which, mine's just meowing at whatever. I don't know if you can hear that. If you can, I'm sorry. Another thing is, they are scavengers, so they do eat, garbage and dead things and that kind of fun junk. So I can see where people would think, they're kind of gross because they eat stuff that's rotting. That part I can get behind. As for disease-ridden, technically they can pick up some diseases from the things that they eat. They are wild animals, so anything is possible there. As for rabies, though, marsupials are actually very resistant to it. They're not, they can technically get it. It's not very common. So very rarely, if you see a possum, does it actually have rabies. Honestly, your more common, whoa, that's too bright. Your more common carriers of rabies, at least, in my area, are your skunks and bats and raccoons. Really mammals that aren't marsupials. So that's our more common thing, and specifically the main one being skunks. Dog, what are you doing? Now as for them being aggressive, they're really not. They're very slow moving. I don't know if you've ever seen a possum run, but it's not a very quick pace. They kind of bumble. They're not really aggressive. They are defensive. If you back them into a corner, they will hiss and spit and growl and as a last resort bite. But a possum's not going to just run up at you and bite you, or run up at your dog and bite your dog. They coexist very well with a lot of animals because they are marsupials, so they're not usually, unless you're referring to my dog, because my dog likes to kill things. Other domesticated animals don't usually see possums as threats. And I actually have one right now, and we'll go outside for that, but came upon a baby possum last night, so yeah, we'll show you that. Just wanted to show this little dude off. Little baby Virginia opossum. Now, this little guy was running around a pizza place last night, and they didn't want him there, and they were going to call the DNR, which is the Department of Natural Resources, and more than likely they would have caught him and relocated him, which would be fine, and that's exactly what I'm going to do as well. But he was also, extremely skinny, and I went ahead and, got some food in him and trying to get him a good meal. And yeah, he's not really aggressive. He will open his mouth at you and hiss, but he does still let me pet him sometimes. Now I've kind of woke him up, so he's a little more cranky. But they've got this little naked tail that they like to wrap around things, and he's actually wrapping it around my finger. As grumpy as he's being right now, he's so freaking cute. But yeah, I just wanted to make a really short video and talk about this little dude, and I'm probably going to release him in the trees at the back of my yard, because I'm cool with him hanging out. I feed the stray cats anyway. So, little Virginia possum. Alright, you can go back to sleep, buddy. Actually, another thing we could mention is they have very strong tails, and he's actually not letting go. And he's wrapped it around my finger and won't get off. There you go. There you go. Good boy.